Hello, welcome to Talking Trades, weekly podcast. We talk about comics so you don't have to. I'm Jim, a DC fan.
I'm John, a Marvel nut.
And I'm Matt.
Very good. This is our tangent cast, our talking, our ramble and trades, our ramble and whatever we're gonna call this. It's a variant, but we
Talking
just wanted
tangent.
to. We were having so much fun talking and shooting the shots on Discord here that we figured we'd record it because, hey, maybe you're bored and you want to listen to three people talk about something stupid.
Content.
So it is what it is. So
Content.
the only rule we had coming into this was you had to bring something. And I say rule like we actually planned anything. We didn't. But you had to bring something to talk about. So Matt, what did you bring to talk about?
Just kind of covering quarantine. Maybe talk about our D&D campaign that we've been doing. I don't.
What have you been doing during quarantine, Matt?
Outside of moving.
Yeah, you moved back to the great state of Illinois.
I went. I left. I crossed the Cheddar Curtain for. Well, not the last time. I'm sure I'll visit up there.
Yes, but not with a moving truck, hopefully.
No, not with a moving truck. I don't plan on going back up.
I'm glad you got out before this unpleasantness gets potentially way worse up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me too.
Yep.
I mean, they didn't reopen the restaurant or anything.
Yeah.
I don't think Tim is going to do that.
Let's make sure you bleep that name out.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to do that. I don't think he's going to open it up. He really cares about it.
Here's the problem that I think that might arise. He might not have a choice.
True. He might. It all depends on the other locations. And I know that the restaurant mainly is focused in like Illinois and up and down the East Coast. So, but we'll
Depends
see.
on money.
From what I saw, the reason why like some of the eastern/southern states were pushing so hard to reopen is because if like you're a restaurant and you're allowed to be open but you still aren't open, then you no longer can qualify for government money because you're allowed to be open. It just it sucks, you didn't get the money. Ooh, that's tough.
Right.
So
That's what I'm thinking.
Sure.
So,
But
what else have you been doing? Playing video games?
Yeah, video games. I got Animal Crossing and got my island. I just got Mortal Kombat, NHL 20, MLB The Show 20, the DLC for Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Spider-Man.
Nice.
So I have lots of things. I also kind of started reading Dune, which is a slow go, mainly because I haven't really picked it up much.
It's not good.
No, but
No.
I'm gonna power through it. All those set pictures and stuff, I'm very intrigued in. So
The movie, I'm thinking the movie's gonna be great. The book, here's the problem with the book. It goes 700 pages of here's how spice trade works in the most intricate detail you've ever heard. Sandworms? Pfft, we gotta talk about the spice trade for 8 hours. Oh god, I hated it. It's the hardest of sci-fi.
yeah,
So
Yeah, I know.
that also absolutely takes me out.
yeah.
Maybe you like it.
Maybe I will. It was only like $3 on like the iBook app on Apple, so I figured
I have like
sure.
a nice version of it that I stole, I think.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I know who it belongs to.
No, if it's that, then she gave it to me. Then it
Yeah,
wasn't theft. That's good.
Yeah.
I would feel bad if I stole it from somebody. Because that's definitely happened. I'd be like, oh, can I see this book? And they're like, yeah. And then like I forget they exist.
yeah. I mean, that happened with me in Horizon Zero Dawn. I still have the copy of my friend's game. Well,
Oops.
not friends anymore, but I have the
Ah.
copy of the game.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
I still have yet to play it. But
So right now
Same.
you have all those games downloaded.
yes.
You have an hour to kill. Which game do you play first?
An hour, I'd probably do one of the sports games.
Chill.
Something that like I couldn't get super invested in, like whereas with Spider-Man and Assassin's Creed have these great stories, and I'm very excited to explore these new stories in those games because I loved those games. Both of those games are
The problem with
absolutely
Assassin's Creed
fantastic.
Odyssey is you sit down for an hour and you wake up, or then you blink and it's 12 hours later and
Yeah.
you've done 13 side quests and you don't know what happened.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great game.
Yeah.
I'm so glad they went with that kind of open world RPG. That stuff is like that's my jam,
That game's
especially
phenomenal.
when you get to choose your conversation and things
Yeah.
like that. It's always so much fun. But yeah, other than that,
You're playing as Alexios, right?
yeah, I play as Alexios.
So Odyssey is the Assassin's Creed game that takes place where you're technically not an assassin. There's no Assassin's Guild mentioned because it's before
Nope.
the origin of the group, and it
Yep.
takes place in ancient Greece. So that's like John's wheelhouse,
Yeah,
and my wheelhouse, and Matt's wheelhouse, and so it's just a perfect game.
it is. It's so much fun.
There's two
The-
choices, Alexios and Cassandra, and Matt picked wrong, and that's fine, and I still love you, but the correct choice is Cassandra
Cassandra, yeah.
because she's the
great
best
as-
girl. She's the
she's
captain
great
of the
as-
Best Girls Club.
She's great as Demos. She's very good as Demos.
I would actually kind of like to see her as Demos. Demos is the
She's-
bad guy in the game.
She's scary.
I bet it's cool.
It's really cool.
Oh, I
She's
bet it's
really
cool. She's
scary.
younger
very
sibling
talented.
in the game when Alexios is the main character.
Hmm?
So in the main in the I'm not gonna put a spoiler up. This game's like 6 years old or 5 years old or whatever. But
Two.
It came out like 2 years ago.
whatever,
Actually,
whatever.
1.5.
Long enough.
Yeah.
They've released another Assassin's Creed, haven't they?
The trailer for Valhalla.
They announced Valhalla. They haven't released
Whatever.
anything.
I still am not gonna put a spoiler here. Matt, I guess you can if you want.
I'm not
But-
going to.
I think they have enough heads up.
The baby gets tossed off the mountain at the beginning of the game.
Yes,
If you're Cassandra, it's Alexios, and he's the little brother.
it's
If
the
you're
other way around.
Alexios, Cassandra's the little sister,
Yes,
Gotcha.
Cassandra is the younger of the two.
despite the fact that they both just look like they're 35 and in the peak of their physical shape.
Yeah, it's great.
Good for them.
But yeah, other than that, I've been running our D&D game, which is my first time doing DMing, which has been
You've been
fun.
doing a good job.
Thank you.
Not great. Full play would be great, but what are you gonna do?
I've been giving you guys role play options. You guys have been talking.
said
about
No,
full
he said
plate.
full plate.
Oh, full plate. Oh,
Yeah.
well, he's got to earn it. I don't give that stuff out for free. Okay.
Whatever. First time
but
DM, I feel like you'd want to make your friends happy, but whatever.
I am making them happy. I'm making most of them happy.
Not me.
Yeah, I am.
No, I hate it.
Oh,
I
okay.
hate it.
Well, then you're not allowed to come play Wednesday anymore. I'm gonna kill your character in a fun way.
How do you mute Matt? Baloney. I hate this. John, what have you been doing for quarantine? Matt sucks.
I have been throwing myself
I let you
into
be in the
gigantic,
intro, Matt.
Yeah.
Unreal.
in
John,
gigantic
I'm sorry,
fantasy
I cut you off.
world to the next, playing these huge RPG games I wouldn't otherwise have time to play.
Nope.
And
Which
it's
one are you on right
great.
now?
So currently, I am just going through Final Fantasy VII Original on like 3 times speed because that's what the PS4 release has. And I got to disc 2 in under 15 hours, so we're
Nice.
doing it.
Nice. Cranking.
But I came off of Persona 5 Royal, which was the first game in like 2 generations to make it to one of my all-time favorites. It's so good, you guys. so good.
I watched a completionist video on that game, and it took him years to finish it.
Well, I think I saw the same one, and they said it would have taken him years to finish it, or like complete it, like in actual time.
Yeah, he played it from release.
Mm-hmm.
Which is-
no, yeah, he originally did, but I also played one time through. I'm not planning on.
Right. This is
Trying
the
to-
completionist. Yeah, he just said it
Yes.
was. But to devote, he doesn't play games like this. Is Gerard the completionist on YouTube? If anybody wants to check him out, he's fantastic. But he doesn't play games that he doesn't like. Like he doesn't devote that time to games that are bad. So obviously, it's a phenomenal game.
I think it's a big testament that like not only he decided to give it a ride and he loved it, and like he said, like first few playthroughs, like loved it so much, and then B didn't want to do everything because he would grow to hate that game.
Mhm.
So I think it's a huge testament to the quality of experience that you get with Persona 5. Which
Is
is
it the
just,
same company that made Catherine?
yes.
Okay, because it looks identical.
Yeah, their major franchises are Catherine's not really a major franchise, but
Shin
it's a
Megami
big title.
Tensei, and
Shin Megami Tensei. Yeah, Persona is a spin-off series of Shin Megami Tensei, but
which
now
is like
it's become
Pokemon, but not
much,
Pokemon.
much bigger.
I've never played it, but I've
I
heard it's
haven't
good.
played an original Shin Megami Tensei game because it lacks all the character development and relationships and social status and stuff that I love about Persona. It just doesn't have it.
Mhm.
But it has the same like monsters and stuff.
Nice.
I like monsters.
But yeah, that's great. And it's a
I am
Final
a
Fantasy VII remake
monster.
as well. Great game. 7 to 10.
Dope.
Yeah, it's kind of, in a weird way, it's kind of nice that the world is on a break because you get to do this stuff that you maybe wouldn't have had the opportunity to
Normally
do.
my weeks are insanely busy.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, we would have wanted it to be under different circumstances, but it's
Oh,
kinda
100%.
nice.
I would never have played Persona 5 Royal. I only bought it because of the quarantine.
Yeah.
Only reason I bought it. And it's one of my favorite games ever of all time. So, like, if that's the thing to come out of this quarantine, it is still not worth the gross loss of human life.
Mm-hmm. No.
But you got to find a silver lining when you can't do anything else.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's just kind of, you're taking a life break before it all comes back. And it's good. I mean, people are struggling during this. People who, if they have the disease, obviously it's bad. If they don't have the disease, maybe they have some mental issues or mental health issues, and those kind of get amplified, which is a big reason, a big help with me moving back and being at home with my mom and stuff for a little bit has definitely helped, because at the start of this I was not in a good place. But
a wreck, you say?
To
shreds, you say?
To shreds, I say. But yeah, I mean, it's fun to see people still trying to make the best out of this situation.
There's a lot of positives that are coming out of a horrible situation, because despite the fact that the world is crumbling around us, humankind still wants to be positive and wants to be good. There's plenty of negative that you could look at, but I like the Mr. Rogers quote that no matter what's happening, you look for the people who are helping.
Yep.
And I think that is much more powerful than letting the negative win. Yeah, I agree 100%. And I think Persona 5 Royal is to the nth percent of what that represents. But I mean, even that, look at how much joy that's brought you, John.
Yeah.
It's a positive thing in a lot of darkness.
130 hours of joy.
Holy cow.
Yeah, it's a behemoth, but like, my God, it's so good.
Does that even come close to your Animal Crossing hours, Jeremy?
I don't want to talk about it.
Actually, I wonder which one I have played longer. Let me find that out.
So my Animal Crossing, my profile on my Switch, which I have right here in my hand, says that I've played Animal Crossing for 270 hours.
I have played Animal Crossing more. I played 150 hours of Animal Crossing.
So if you combine your two things, you eclipse my Animal Crossing.
Yeah, by only 10 hours.
And that's only because I've taken 10 hours off to ride a bike. Yikes. So that's what I've been doing with my quarantine. I found some new YouTube channels I've been watching. I got back into some horror stuff that I missed.
What YouTube stuff you've been watching?
A guy named Scott Kramer. Kramer. Hysterical. He's from Fargo, North Dakota. So he talks kind of like we do, like with that Midwestern accent.
Mm-hmm.
And he talks about things that I'm like, I understand that. Like people in LA when they're like I love Cody Ko and those guys, but like they're talking about LA problems, and I'm like, I don't get that. But I like what you're talking about.
So California.
Like, he is
so listening to this guy, it's like,
California.
these are Midwestern problems. I get this, and this is funny. He's a commentary guy, very, very good. He got some publicity because he didn't train for. He signed up for and then didn't train for a marathon and then ran it, and he said it was horrible. And it was very, very entertaining to watch. Watching great. That, I fell down a rabbit hole of creepy ARG Twitters, like people who write horror stories on Twitter, like in Twitter threads.
What's ARG?
ARG is augmented reality game.
Okay.
Where like it's like a escape room is an ARG, where it's like you're in it. It's all around you. So there's ARGs where like you can like Hunt a Killer is one of those, if you've heard about that on podcast ads. But there's one that talks about, it's just a story about this guy moves into, I inherited this. If the story was a novel, it'd be very boring. But the fact that it's on Twitter, initially you're like, I'm into this. I believe this. This is scary. And then it becomes pretty clear that it's a story, but you're like, I don't care. I'm still super invested. And it was a horror story about this woman with no eyes is standing outside his house. Turns out her eyes were taken by some like cult in the town he's in. Oh man, it was great. I've been watching a lot of horror stuff because I'm a huge horror guy, but I don't talk about it ever. 2, I don't have anybody else who's a huge horror nut around me to enjoy it. So it's kind of like small. And I know that like the amount of horror stuff that I've done is a drop of water in the ocean. There's so much more I haven't experienced, right? Yeah. So I'm starting to get into it now more because I have time. And it's just been fantastic. That's like the big thing I've done. It's like YouTube, Animal Crossing, and horror stuff.
Right.
That's fair.
It's been kind of nice, like to watch these scary things that are like horrible, and it's like okay, but then I look around the world around me, it's like also terrible. So sometimes I'm like, oh okay, well I got to look at something a little more lighter, and that's when
I think that's one reason why I've been just throwing myself into gigantic consuming RPG after the next. Like I absolutely love
specifically JRPGs.
Yes, they've all been Japanese. Yeah, I just love that genre so much. It's something I haven't done in a while. Even now, I'm looking forward to Xenoblade Chronicles getting re-released for Switch. Like that's like my next main one, which is why I picked Final Fantasy VII to do like in between because I can do it on ×3 speed.
That's
Jeremy's pointing at a photo of poster of Rapture.
Yeah, BioShock. It's coming.
I can't wait.
BioShock
even though I have it right over there on my PS4 and on this computer that I'm recording on, I don't care.
But this had like the Switch version is like going to be the best looking version, the only version in HD because it was Wii 3DS.
Nice.
So for Xenoblade, so I'm very excited about that. And this is.
Are you talking about BioShock like that?
No. I'm joking with my sister because she has Okami on like 3 different platforms, but has never finished it. So this game is my Okami.
Isn't that game like 25 hours? Isn't that like nothing?
Okami?
It's not a super long game. Not compared to like
I don't know,
like a Final Fantasy.
I think it's like a Zelda length, give or take, like a Twilight Princess.
That's a good one.
So I don't know how long that would be.
Maybe I'll replay Breath of the Wild again.
That's a good one.
Good.
Time number 3.
Like I said, just put like I don't know. I just and what further fuels this is I'll be watching my own YouTube stuff while I'm at work from home, and I found like a lot of like let's just do a deep dive on every ever blue mage in the Final Fantasy series. Let's view these Final Fantasies as like not a hero's journey, but like its own thing, the Warriors of Light trope, and like the similarities between 1 and 3 and 5 and like just a huge video on this thing. So it just like further fuels the curiosity of like maybe I should go through this again.
Very cool. Matt, good topic.
Yeah.
That's some good talk. John, what did you bring?
I just want to talk about something quick.
Sure.
So I was at work and I've been watching Kind of Funny is also going through the View Askewniverse, the Kevin Smith movies.
Oh God.
I watched their Clerks episode. I had about halfway-ish through Mallrats. My question is, did you guys know there's a 2-hour version of Mallrats?
Yeah.
No.
I learned something because half of them watched that and half of them watched the theatrical release.
Yeah.
So the whole time they're doing this, they're like, okay, so it starts at the mall, it's great. And then they go into it and then they're like, let me throw this at you. Could you picture this guy dressed in like Civil War garb getting his rifle tangled up in someone's hair? He's like, are you messing with me right now? Because
it's a weird movie.
No way of knowing this.
The Kevin Smith cut is a weird movie.
Yeah, it is. So I'm tempted to watch.
Me, I know I've not. I've only seen Clerks.
I'm gonna give you. I have like a 3 Blu-ray collection of Kevin Smith movies that includes Mallrats. Oh man, it's so good.
Yeah,
I love it. I've also never seen this 2-hour version.
I think I have it. I think that's one I have.
Everyone who watched the theatrical cut loved it. Everyone who watched 2-hour version hated it. So I'm just going to do the theatrical cut.
Yeah.
I think the 2-hour cut's funny. It's just weird. But Kevin Smith is weird.
Yes, he is weird. That is what you
Speaking-
sign up for.
Speaking of extended cuts, I still have yet to see the Batman v Superman.
You've never seen the Ultimate Cut?
That one's so
No.
good.
Dude,
I want to, but I haven't had the opportunity.
dude, now is the perfect time.
It is the perfect time.
You can find
When
3
I bring
hours.
you your shirt, I'm bringing you the Ultimate Cut.
Sure, I'll watch it sometime this week in
It's so
between
much better.
D&D and editing
Dude,
and all that fun
It
stuff.
is. It's such a cohesive, much more cohesive movie.
Scenes can breathe and end when they're supposed to. It's great.
And,
Lois Lane is a character.
yeah,
Yeah,
Not a
the
plot
correct
device?
answer is to finish her plot and not to cut her out entirely like I thought it was initially.
the
To be fair,
other
John, you were absolutely right in thinking that initially.
With the information that was presented.
The evidence you had pointed to that conclusion. You were
Yeah.
given new evidence, so your opinion changed. That's how
Mhm.
adults work.
the
Yeah,
other
the
day,
Ultimate
my mom, she was like, "Hey, do you want to watch Joker? It's on." And I looked at her and I was like, "Do you
My
want
dad
to?
was watching Joker as well.
Do you want to?"
It's free on HBO right now.
Yeah, it's playing on HBO, and we
Nice,
watched
okay.
it. And I was like, "Do you want to watch a movie where you're not going to feel good after?" And she was
Not
like,
only not feel good, like especially now, feel
Yeah.
crushed.
I
yeah,
felt
it's
uneasy the whole time.
yeah, yeah.
We
So
It was
came
very
back here to
stressful.
record that episode of the podcast, and Hannah watched it with Hannah's my girlfriend, and she didn't go home that night. She's like, I don't want to. Can I stay here? I was like, yeah, absolutely. She's like, I don't feel good. And I'm like, are you sick? She's like, no, like good. I was like, oh
Yeah.
no, like I'm broken inside now.
yeah, after we finished it, my mom was like, "Oh my god, that was disturbing." I'm like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
There's when we left the theater, we agreed that this is a movie you only really need to see once in your life,
Ever.
and I've already seen it twice. So
How was it the second time?
I was able to pick up on a lot more Easter eggs. Seeing that I knew the things were coming, like the Murray Franklin show, the font is the font for Batman the Animated Series. I did not realize that
Oh.
at first,
That's cool.
but I saw that and I was like, "Hey, I know those letters
That's
because I
cool.
watched them like all the time when I was 5."
Yeah.
But yeah, you got to kind of see the rest of
Actually
Gotham
worse.
around Arthur Fleck. Obviously, I still paid attention to Joaquin Phoenix and his
Oscar-winning performance.
performance. But it
I
was
feel like the second version or second time watching the Joker would be like, that's the violin in a horror movie when it's like, "Nee," it's like, oh, now I need to start getting ready for the jump scare.
Yeah.
I feel like that'd be the whole movie because I'm like, I know it's gonna
Yeah.
happen. I know it's gonna
Yeah,
happen. I know it's gonna
that's
happen. I know it's
kind of
gonna
how
happen.
it was. Is like I know everything that's going to happen, and
Like I feel like I would be sore afterwards from how tense I would be.
and well, my mom is somebody who likes to ask questions during movies, especially when it comes to comic book stuff and
Yeah.
especially Batman stuff with me.
Sure.
So she would ask
Are
questions.
you a Batman
and-
fan?
A little bit. I have a tattoo. It's
And your
nothing.
Twitter handle.
Yeah, my Twitter handle. But she was asking about like the story and like when Joker
Where's
has
Batman?
where Joker has his girlfriend and or when he finds out that he's Thomas Wayne's son, both of those things aren't true. So
Right.
I couldn't answer them completely.
You're
So
like,
I kind
"Oh,
of had to
no."
go. She was like, "So what happened?" I'm like, "Oh, the Joker found out he's Thomas Wayne's son," and then I just kind of have to cover my mouth.
That's
and be like,
crazy.
yeah, right.
I'm going to the bathroom for 8 minutes.
But yeah, we finished it, and she was like, "Wow, that was disturbing." And I'm like, "Hey, if you need
Yeah.
the polar opposite, I have Sonic the Hedgehog on my PlayStation,
Yeah.
That is the exact
I have
Polar opposite.
and I've watched that movie
But not in
probably
quality.
probably 4 or 5 times.
They're
already
both
since
really
I
good.
got it. I really enjoyed Sonic.
We saw it in a big movie theater
we
that
sure
was
did.
way too bougie for us.
Yeah, it was.
Yes.
And we dropped what $85 at Fuddruckers.
Oh my god, it was so much money.
Hey, you know,
We got so much food, and we.
I'm not
still
regretting
got-
it.
No, it was
At no
wonderful.
point.
no
I had-
regrets.
I had so much fun.
No
That
regrets. I
entire
won't.
night was fantastic.
Oh yeah, dude, that movie is really good.
Movie was fun. The limo was fun. All of that. It was just a good day.
Yeah, it was really good.
But yeah.
What was John's
Absolutely.
thing?
John,
I just want to talk about the Mallrats, how there was a version I
Oh,
didn't
yeah.
know existed. in this
2-hour
movie.
thing.
and how like apparently it is that different.
I don't know if it's that different. It's just got a lot more stuff in it that like is distracting.
Sure.
Well, like their main thing is like it's called Mallrats. It takes them 40 minutes to get to the mall. in like this cut, whereas the theatrical version opens at the mall.
To be fair, it took us probably close to that when we tried to go to the mall in Boston. So
Yeah,
It's fair.
they did the East Coast. The East Coast is just tough to get places.
well, not in NYC because it's all a grid.
This is New Jersey though.
But
Oh,
also, Jeremy, did you know that Mallrats takes place one day before Clerks?
Like canonically? No, I did not know that. That's cool.
Because okay, so you know they're filming the show.
Yeah.
In Mallrats,
Yeah.
and the one girl was supposed to be there. Like he said, like the camera had 10 pounds, so she went to the Y and got crazy. That
Mhm.
is the girl whose whose wake they attend in Clerks.
Oh my god, that's hilarious. I mean,
Yeah, I
that's not
found
by
that
the
out
chat.
today by doing
It's
this.
funny that he tied that together.
That's all fictional, but yes.
Yeah.
dark humor.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's
So
very
it's
funny.
ridiculous how interlaced all that stuff is, and that's just.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very cool.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I love Kevin Smith. I love the View universe.
Mhm.
I love everything he's done. He's great.
Mm-hmm.
He's so weird.
Yeah,
He's awesome.
but he had a vision, and like,
At no point has he ever quote unquote sold out. He is
Mhm.
exactly the same as he's always been.
I think he was on Talk is Jericho recently too.
They did a Bad News Bears thing a while ago. They did a
That's
commentary track for Bad News Bears, and then I think him and Chris Jericho are buddies
Yeah, I imagine they are.
because he's
I
been
know.
on like AEW Dynamite and stuff like that.
I feel like most people who meet Chris Jericho would be friends with him.
Depending on the time, because if he's a
Yeah.
bad guy, then he holds on to that bad guy persona. He's really good at it.
Yeah, he's
Depends
great.
on the day.
He's one of the best.
Yeah. Chris Jericho rules. My thing. It involves a tiny bit of prep work. I need to know your favorite movie, your favorite video game, and if you can't pick a favorite video game or a favorite movie, just pick one of them.
Sure.
And your favorite book/comic book.
Okay. Can I do book and comic book?
Sure.
Cool.
I was actually, you know what, Matt? You need to do CD or album,
Mm-hmm.
book, comic
Mhm.
book, and then video game.
Video game, not
Yeah.
movie,
Okay.
because we already know what my movie is.
Yeah,
I'm already lost.
I just switched Matt's, John. Yours is the same. Comic book, video game, movie. So you need to tell me what they are first.
So, favorite movie. I feel like none of these are going to be super surprising. Favorite movie, I'm going to go with Beauty and the Beast.
Which
Disney
one?
animated classic film.
There, okay, good.
Favorite game, I'm going to go with Persona 5. It is 100% recency bias, but it's in that upper
No,
echelon
absolutely,
of
absolutely.
favorites. Favorite comic book, still Marvel Civil War, or Civil War and Marvel Comics event.
Cool. Well, that's fun. I like that you picked all those fun things. Now we're going to play a game called Keep, Destroy, Forget.
No, can't do it.
No, we're playing. So here's how this game works. One thing you get to keep. One thing you have to erase from the collective conscious of everybody ever. One, only you forget, but everyone else can remember. And you don't ever go back and revisit it.
Oh my god.
So
Guy's a monster.
one you get to keep, but nothing changes. One is erased from everybody but you. And then one is erased from only you, and then you never go back to it.
Okay, well, erased forever is going to be Persona 5 because
Recency
the other
bias.
two are so recency bias, and the other two are such important parts of who I am as a person at this point.
Sure.
As far as it's I forget and can't ever go back to.
Yep. And the other one is everyone else forgets, but you get to keep in your brain.
Let's say
This game's
This
fun.
is really tough.
I know.
Like
That's
it.
why I didn't tell you guys what it was before.
I don't
You're a
like
monster.
it.
I'm a bad. I should have. I should have made Matt name his 3 things first. You can't change your things, Matt. It's honor code.
I know. I don't plan to.
I'm gonna say everyone gets So okay, so one thing gets to stay forever.
Yeah, one thing. Nothing. Yeah, one thing just stays forever. Nothing changes to it. It's sleep with, marry, kill.
Okay. Yes. Bop, marry, kill, if you will.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm
It's a
gonna
Family Guy
go
podcast.
with Civil War gets to stay, and
Okay.
Beauty and the Beast gets to. I get to forget that one. At the end of the day, that is one movie in
So
a
you-
huge
everybody
renaissance
else-
of Disney.
So everybody in the world except for you forgets Persona 5. You
No, I thought
forget.
that Persona 5 is gone forever.
Oh, that one's destroy. Okay, so which one's totally fine,
Civil War.
Civil War. Yeah.
and only you remember Beauty and the Beast? No, then you forget Beauty and the Beast.
Yes.
Okay.
Because there are
Alright.
still many other classic Disney movies.
Tales all his time. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't. In this
Yeah.
scenario.
Video
Uh-huh.
game, album, book.
Favorite video game is Batman Arkham City.
Okay.
That was a tough one. It was
Album?
between that and The Last of Us. The album, Rush 2112.
Big Shaq.
Yeah, it's kind of a big album for me.
Book,
And
comic
then
book.
book or comic book or book and comic book.
Up to you. If it's 4 things,
If
doesn't really
it's,
fit in the categories.
if it's a
Sure.
short thing, you got to do more bad stuff. It's stuff you love. So
I'll make up another category if need be.
Well, the comic that my favorite comic.
It gets canceled. The 4th thing gets canceled by culture, and everyone hates it. If you ever bring it up again, they hate you too.
Yikes.
No, only 3 things. So book
Okay.
or comic book. I would say book for you because you know more books than you know comic books.
Yeah. Book. My favorite book is 11/22/63.
More than the Dark Tower?
Well, if we're counting the entire 7 technically
I am.
book anthology, then
Yeah, I
the
am.
Dark Tower. Okay. Then yes, with that as that prerequisite, yes, the entire Dark Tower I enjoy.
Yeah, we're in a made-up
more.
fantasy universe where I'm making you forget things, Matt.
Yes, the entire
So
where I
what
enjoy more
what are
than
you keeping undisturbed?
2112. Not even a question
Ooh.
about it. Mm-mm.
Ooh.
That
What are
that-
you destroying from the collective conscious of everybody else who's not
from
you?
everybody else who's not
Everybody else
me.
who's not you. You can't take Kevin Conroy away from the world, Matt. But you can't take
I
Roland
mean-
J away from the whole world, can you?
I can't.
You're a bad
Um,
person.
So only I would know this. No one else.
Only you would know it. Oh, yeah, but then you can't like rewrite the series yesterday. Here's the thing:
No.
if you want to keep the Dark Tower and then try to rewrite it, it comes out as
It would
your
be
personal
bad.
diary, and everyone hates it.
It would
did
be
you
bad.
watch yesterday?
No,
No. No,
It's a
I had
fantastic concept that just has a pretty weak ending.
I had
Yeah, of course
no
it does.
real desire to see it because I'm not the biggest Beatles guy.
it is what it is. Matt, what are you gonna destroy from the rest of the world?
Destroy from the rest of the world. I feel like it would be Arkham City because Arkham Asylum still exists and that game is also fantastic. City's better.
Interesting.
It goes the way as the WB Montreal game's new Batman game.
Ooh. But everyone still remembers that and they're just mad about it.
Yeah,
So
I'm
you
one of
completely
them.
forget the Dark Tower?
I would, in order to preserve it for other people, like my dad.
No, then there are other worlds than these.
Yeah, like for my dad and stuff.
That's selfless, dude.
I think that the Dark Tower. I mean, really, with Stephen King, I could never get rid of any of his work. I don't think. I mean, I couldn't do it with any of these 3 things in good conscience. But like,
But that's
with
not
the-
fun. That's not part of the game.
yeah,
I'm here
like,
to make you make hard decisions.
yeah, with the Dark Tower, because my dad's the reason I even got into that series, and he gave me his books after I finished them. So I have the books that my dad read. And like he was telling me how he was reading book 7 and he got to the end and he didn't want it to end and he cried. And it's like I did that too because And
I bawled my eyes out at the end of that book.
Man, so many times. But yeah, I don't think I could get rid of the Dark Tower for people. That book
It didn't get easy the second time I read it either. It was worse the second time.
No, because you know it's coming. It just goes back to the Joker thing. You know that it's coming.
It's a good series.
It's such a great series. But yeah, I don't think I could take that away from people in good conscience.
Interesting. Well, that's it for the podcast this week. See you guys later.
No.
What's going on your end,
So
Jeremy?
my three things are Adolf Hitler,
Whoa,
the plague,
that's one of your favorites.
the plague, and hate. So I'm gonna get rid of all of them just because I'm a good person. So
Oh wow!
See you guys
so
next week.
great, So selfless.
Play the stupid game, Jeremy.
so favorite movie of all time is Miracle.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Favorite video game of all time is BioShock,
That's a
and
good
favorite book of all time is the Dark Tower series or Harry Potter.
one.
Both of
BioShock
which-
1, BioShock Infinite.
just BioShock.
The first one.
The whole series is I
Oh.
love that series more than anything. I would rather play those games over and over than play anything else
Yeah, they're
in my life. That
fantastic.
includes 2, which I liked 2.
I did too.
But I'm saying
just-
for the sake of this game, BioShock.
I
is
just
one.
skipped it.
It's not okay. Here's the thing with BioShock 2.
I
It
played
is
one
not BioShock
super
1.
close. I played one super close to Infinite. It was a time thing.
Yeah.
Sure. 1 and Infinite are heads above everything else. They're 2 of the best games I've ever played.
Yeah.
2 is also very fun, but it's the third out of 3 games, but it doesn't mean it's bad.
Mhm.
Yeah, you get to be a big daddy, which is fun.
If you ever want to borrow the BioShock collection, John, I have it on PS4. I'll let you borrow it.
You
It's a fun
probably
game.
will have it on Switch eventually.
It was eventually. I know it was free with Plus a little bit ago.
Yeah, it may be in my library.
It might be.
You should play it. It's fun. So this
Worlds within worlds, Jeremy. Worlds
is the
within
worst
worlds.
thing that's ever happened in my entire life. I hate that I made this game up. It was funny watching you two squirm, but now I got to do it.
Uh-huh.
So I'm gonna do the same thing Matt did, where I'm gonna forget the Dark Tower because I can't take it away from the rest of the world, despite how much it hurts my body.
Yeah,
But
it's
I do
like you
have-
feel the tattoo leaving you.
No, I feel like the tattoo would stay, and I'd be like, "What is this?"
Yeah. When did I get this?
It'd be super like confusing. I'm going to erase BioShock from everybody else and keep BioShock for myself because I'm selfish and I can still love that game. And then I'm just
Wow.
going to keep Miracle because it's a cultural milestone and I can't get rid of it. Because I think if I took that away from my family, I would hate myself.
I feel like Miracle, you might be okay just because it was an actual thing that happened.
But the
It's like-
movie is
the
a
movie is very
a
good.
cornerstone for my entire family.
Yeah, it is very good. It's
I
very
can
good.
walk up to my mom and say a part of a line. She will finish the next 5 lines without missing a beat. That's my mother.
I love your mom. I love your family.
She's great. They're all great. But like to take that away from my mom, dad, and brother would be taking a part of like our relationship, and that
Sure.
would break my heart.
Sure, I get that.
Dark Tower breaks me inside, but I still have Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Like I
Still
still,
Harry Potter.
it would really suck, but it is what it is. I have to do it in this game that I made up.
Yeah, you monster. You're hurting
And
all of us.
BioShock. If the rest of the world didn't have BioShock, I still get to have BioShock. So
Yeah.
that's very selfish of me. The other thing I was going to have us do was make up stupid titles for Planet of the Apes movies, but I like this better.
I mean, John's with the Journey to the Center of the Earth.
Train
the
to Center of
Apes.
the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, like I'm trying to think of other ones, like the Hunger Games of the Planet of the Apes, like just horrible, just really bad. I also want to. We should do this again. This is really fun.
Yeah.
Have you seen on the Valley Folk, Matt, the movie game?
Yes,
We should play the movie game.
What
I would do
happens?
terrible at that.
What, John? What happens? We're gonna play it right now. I'm gonna show you.
So
No, Matt, shut up. Be quiet.
Okay.
Oh, no, Matt.
okay.
Yeah, you. Never mind. I was wrong. You explain it. I'm gonna come up with one.
Basically, what happens is one person makes up, or rather, combines 2 synopses of movies. So, like, someone combines the synopsis of like Pulp Fiction and something else, and then you have to name the title, which includes both of those movies. I can't think of any of the ones that the Valley Folk have done off the top of my head. But yeah, it's kind of like that where
So, like, I would just give a synopsis, and you would try and answer what the 2 movies are.
yeah, you would give me a synopsis that involves both movies.
I got one.
And
I got one.
But
got an
not
example.
tell you what the movies are.
No, not
No,
tell
so you combine the two movie titles.
But-
So here, we're gonna try one right now.
Okay.
Okay. Peter Parker gets bitten by a radioactive spider, and in doing so, is able to fly around the world faster than a speeding bullet, and has to save his new friend Lois Lane.
Spider-Man of Steel.
Boom.
Mm,
So you combine them.
okay.
It's a fun time, and I
It
think
is
I'm
a
gonna
fun-
make some for next time.
Sure.
Comic book related, whatever.
Yeah, that as long as they're that easy,
Keep
I'll
a lot
feel
of man
competent.
to work with.
Yeah, 100%. Wonder Woman Man of Steel.
Oh, I have one.
Shazam Man of Steel. There's gonna be a lot of Man of Steel.
The Dark Knight's Tale.
Dark Knight's Tale is really good.
Those are two of my favorite movies.
Mhm. Do we want to try to do that right now? This is a lot of prep work.
Yeah, we can do it
So,
some
like,
other time.
So there's no guessing involved. I just present it.
Yeah, you
present
basically
the two synopsises jammed together, and then we would say the two titles, but it has to like make sense. So like,
So it has to roll like that.
yeah.
yeah. So like
Okay.
the worst one that I remember on the show was Pac-Man. It was he jammed a game and a movie together. It was Pac-Man and Ant-Man, and it was Pac-Man. It was really stupid, but it technically works. Like Spider-Man of Steel, like you just connect them.
Yeah. That
It's a good
works.
time. It's a good time. We're gonna do this. We're gonna try to make some of these for next week. Matt and I, we can each make a few.
Yeah.
John, if you want to do that too, we can do that. That'd be fun.
All right.
You also don't have to. You have much, John. You know what, John? No, you have too much work scheduled to do. I don't. I'm done with school. I'm done with work after Thursday.
No, I think I
Matt's
got
currently
one
unemployed,
now.
so we will do this.
I think I
Yeah,
got one now.
Okay, let's go. Let's hear it.
So Steve Rogers, after many trials and tribulations, is allowed to enlist in the army and becomes chosen to become a group of superpowered individuals who go on to thwart the Hellfire Club.
Captain America: The First Class.
Yes.
No, because it's Captain America: The First Avenger.
Yeah, the first class. X-Men first
No,
class.
you took out a word.
No,
It has to have all of it?
don't
Yeah.
doesn't. No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Pretty sure it doesn't.
In the movie
There's
game,
no
he
move-on.
doesn't omit any words.
Oh,
It's
Well,
Captain
I
America: The First Avenger. I thought you were gonna do Captain America: The First Avengers.
Then
Age of
I
Ultron.
was not clear with the rules, and I thought I had a clever thing.
whatever.
No, it was
I
so
got
clever. The
I
rules
got
are
it.
that you
Matt
can't omit
wins.
the words.
Thank
Matt
you.
wins.
Thank you.
I'm gonna give you a 10 out of 10, John.
it. Matt wins.
Matt wins. Yeah,
Yeah, Matt wins.
absolutely.
Bam,
This
bam,
isn't a
bam.
debate, Matt. You won. Take your trophy and go home.
There's a trophy.
John's gonna make you a trophy. Yeah.
It says status.
So that'll do it for this variant episode. I don't know when this is gonna drop. It's gonna take very little editing for you, Matt. So whenever.
Yeah.
But
cut
the
that
next
bit out.
official episode will be Superior Spider-Man. That'll be episode 97.
We're gonna go
Thought it
full
was-
auto.
Yeah, 97. Yep.
Can't
Going
believe it.
full auto.
97. All right. Have a week, everybody. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Say bye.
Bye.
Excelsior.
You can follow us on Twitter at Talkin' Trades. Follow Jeremy on Twitter at LizardKing27. You can find John on Twitter at Maestrolaka, Maesterlaka. And for this and other projects from Matt, please check out Facebook at Matt Speed and Music. And remember, we're not experts, we're fans.